Why is there always a lighthouse waiting for me in the games I play? Oh my, look at how much atmosphere you can pack into simple pixels. Hello everyone! And welcome to the much requested Deep Sleep Trilogy. Now, these have been on Steam for about 6 years now, but apparently they were actually a series of very popular Flash games back in the day. And with the recent release, at the time of this recording at least, of the Dead Case video, well, these point-and-click adventure games are something I really want to get back into. Ever since you guys had me play I Spy Spooky Mansion, I've kind of rediscovered my love of point-and-click horror adventure games. Because even though it makes for somewhat of a more casual and laid-back gaming experience, which you would think would be poison to horror games, just look at this. There's actually a surprising amount of atmosphere and even pretty intense scares you can pack into that. Something I've just noticed is that that lighthouse isn't lighting anything, sitting dark up on the hill. And I guess the only way to find out why is to start from the beginning. Oh, Script Builder 2012. So this is a bit after my time, pretty late in terms of Flash games, but actually still quite a while ago. I read that and I think, oh, 2012, that's like a few years ago. No, that's 13 years ago. Now, retro graphics already making me feel old. Let's start a new game. If you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. Friedrich Nietzsche. Nothing but a ticking clock in a dull, drab room. Well, let's begin pointing and clicking. We have our crosshair that will change to let us know when we can interact with something. And first click of the game, we find a key. Oh, we are on a roll. Oh, look, and we can... It uses the same symbol, but we mouse over to the sides to move from viewpoint to viewpoint. Doesn't seem like we can check these drawers. Nor can we look at the clock, but we can have a look at the bed. I've only just woken up. Alright, let's explore our environment. Now, I don't know if this is going to be more of like narrative-driven horror or escape room-type adventures and puzzles. It's locked. Okay, but we do have a key. We're going to be great at this game. It's like the ringing of that bell snaps us out of a trance. This place is destroyed. There's a corpse in the bed we've just woken up from. We have nothing to say about this? So now the question is, who are we? Because my first thought is that's our own body. But even in the abandoned house, a phone rings somewhere. A third-person view of the staircase we're descending.
You have to wake up. You have to wake up. You have to escape. I won't. But I have. Beware of the night.
I can't understand you. Wait, are there subtitles? There are not. A flashlight, but no batteries, of course. Locked. And nothing here. You're just gonna keep speaking on loop. God, the soundtrack is just wind and the occasional ghostly choir. The plant is dead. And it's cold outside.
You have to wake up.
I don't know where I want to go. This way to the stairs. Okay, let's get back upstairs so I can gather my thoughts for a moment. A mystery, a dark, eerie environment, and a soundtrack to match. There are cracks in this wall. Maybe we can find something to break it down? A cube with a keyhole. So we're looking for a key, some batteries, and maybe a tool of some sort? Not finding anything here. And as with all point-and-click adventure games, our goal, our holy duty, is now to mouse around until we find something we can interact with. This actually looks kind of familiar. Maybe I did play this one? Oh, there's a lot of stairs. This doesn't just look like a regular house, though. I always hate doing that. I ring a bell in an empty place, and I always wonder who's gonna show up. Even worse, in an environment like this, where there's doors and dark corners all over. A couple of times now, I've actually mistaken the movement of the pixels for something appearing in one of those doorways. A note. I'm sure this note gets to you somehow. At this point, you should know all this is not real. I hope the inner awakening went well, and you have a full, lucid control over the dream. Sincerely, yourself. It's a dream, and from the sound of it, maybe even a loop, something we're trying to get ourselves out of? Nothing up here on the board. Oh, it's giving us a surprising amount of freedom to explore. The valve wheel won't budge, it's leaking water onto the ground. Okay, so it's just in and out. There's not anywhere else to explore. Oh my god. It's too dark to see anything. Is this the abyss they told me not to gaze into? Alright. It seems really open, but it is keeping us on track. A furnace in the corner. And a piece of old cloth. Maybe we can wet it. Oh my god! Not only was someone burning alive, they were either just placed in there or they were taking their sweet time to die. There's coal over here. I mean, we could use that to turn it up higher. I'm not sure why we'd want to. It needs a lever of some sort. Where would we get a lever? Let's go. I'm not sure where we would use any of this. Maybe we can use the cloth with the puddle to wet it, yes. A soaking wet piece of cloth. It's going to be important to keep track of what we've seen. No, we can't mess with the handle. Okay, back upstairs then. What if we use... Adventure game logic, guys. What if we use the wet cloth on the plant? Nope, just dead. No reviving it with that minuscule amount of water. I can see there is an opening under the stairway. It smells really bad from there. Oh, I thought that was a window. Is that a vent? Oh, there was... This is adventure games. Yeah, no, if you mouse over the exact right pixel, now I can interact with you. Thank you. A human bone. And I already think I have an idea for you. There's not a whole lot of elements at play here. So if we go over to here... You need a lever. I think I've got a lever. That's morbid. And I'm guessing, look, in every game where there's a crematorium puzzle, whoever just burned alive in front of us probably held something we need, right? It's off. Ouch. The handle is hot as hell. Well, I've got just the thing. We really have to step inside. Nothing much remains. All the ash and soot is still hanging in the air. It's a cloud of the stuff. What have I just walked into? What was I looking at? Anyway, we got the small key. That's either to the desk drawer upstairs or to this box. No. But what is this? Oh, look at that! It's like interactive. We're wiping the ash from the wall. Well, let's keep at it. That is so creepy, and we have to do it at our own pace, waiting for a reveal. It's a number scratched into the surface. 6572. That is so cool. It's one of those things where you're like nervously waiting as you reveal it, and yet your curiosity overcomes the fear. That's the great thing about all like mystery horror games. All right, 6572. We still don't know where that's used, but we'll keep it in mind. In the meantime, we need to go up here. Having a working knowledge of the back and forth is definitely useful. There we go. There's our batteries. Place into flashlight. Back up here. Nope. Down here. There's a long, dark staircase. You know, as soon as we use this flashlight, we'll be able to see what was right in front of us all along. Wake up. I suppose it could have gone worse. And look at that. It even follows our mouse movement. Oh, I'm trying to. Oh my god! That sound was like dragging furniture. That was like some eyeless dark creature. An old scale. A golden statue. What, we can't find another key in this vase? There's something else on the shelf, but nothing we can use. Well, I'm gonna try and avoid going that way. Just wouldn't be horror without an ominous rocking horse in the corner. I can barely read that. What could it mean? Yeah, that's what I'm asking myself right now. Little Cody is lost without his plastic tiger? The rocking horse is old and squeaky. Little Cody is lost without his plastic tiger. Well, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Some of these windows are bricked. And there's something hanging from the edge of this fire escape. The area around just looks like a dark void. Even though it's pretty well lit. Okay, a hook. Good to know. What is this? Well, this is probably where we use the key code. Wish I remembered what it was. But we'll save that for last. First, we've got a couple of other things to explore. I can't reach there, but maybe you could with a hook. I can't reach there. But maybe you could if we found a rope or something. And here's where we came from. This place makes no sense. It's like it's bright outside, and yet no light comes through the windows. It's inconsistent. Very dreamlike. But I would imagine there's more to this than just a dream, right? Much as I hate to, we've got to climb back in here. 6572. This is so nostalgic. Like, even if the game itself isn't as old as the games I would have played back then, it's still, like, it's up there, and it feels just like them. And I always love playing, like, a late example of a type of game, because usually it'll be, like, the most refined version. This has all of the creepiness and a lot more of the, like, intuitive design and gameplay and puzzles. All right, 6, 5, 7, 2. I'm in. Seems to be locked. Oh, we've got to turn the wheel slowly. Moving our mouse to keep up, meaning we're focused on the task of opening the door and not what's going to be coming out of it. Door's open. I was really expecting a jump scare. The day's still young. Gotta make sure we look all over, don't want to miss any items. Darkness in a point-and-click game, can you imagine? I can barely make it out. Is there something down there? A tool, we can use that to break open the wall. Locked. We don't have a key. I still don't know what we do with my lucky piece of coal. But I know what that pickaxe is for. Oh my! Okay, run! Run! Oh my god, it's a chase! A chase in reverse! Go! Go! Get it! I have to stop this thing! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Hurry! 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 Oh my god! That is a shocking application of gameplay in a point and click. But maybe that's why these games are able to be so scary. You never expect stuff like that. I mean, I'm used to like the Ex Mortis school of scares where like it'll flash a scary image on the screen and that's that. This one's a bit more sophisticated. I remember being absolutely terrified of Ex Mortis back in the day. Back to where we started. Oh, look at that. This game is like, it's not just the graphical style, it's like made of particles. There's that image. We're standing on the darkened shores beneath a lonely lighthouse. And it seems that we came out of just a cave in the cliff. Ooh, we found a net. How is Annette doing? I haven't spoken to her in a while. It's back the way we came. This reminds me so much of like a reverse view of Island of the Dead. this just progresses like a dream too, doesn't it? We have our goals, we have an obscenely long path to reach them, and when we do, our whole world changes abruptly. Creepy painting. First depiction of a person we've seen, and somehow it exudes malice. I can't interact with that. I can't seem to use the levers either. No. We still have the pickaxe. No. Maybe we put something here? Not the flashlight. Coal? I'm just trying to think, is there anything we didn't have access to? We're at the use everything on everything stage. Where might we use a net? Oh hey, we combined the net with the hook. Maybe we can use it. I think I know where we can use that. Yeah, I've got to start just using stuff on stuff in my inventory when in doubt. Let's go back through here. Follow you. Maybe we can use that here. There we go. And then we can climb up the net.
Wake up. You have to wake up.
You again. This is where the call was made from. It was a recording on loop. But who knows who occupied this room only minutes ago? That painting looks somehow familiar. Well, we have a golden key. To be used with that, a shiny gem that I bet goes to the lighthouse. Alright, let's go. And hope that we don't get chased again. Now that I've got this thing in my possession. Luckily, it's but a short walk along the beach. Oh, why can't we just stay here where it's comfortable? I do wonder the significance of the person in that painting. We restarted it, and I'm guessing, yes, that these levers will change your angle if we go downstairs. By the way, don't mind me, I'm an athlete just casually running up and down a lighthouse. Oh my god! Never mind. Never mind! We had the key with us all along. The light banishes you. And then, just like that, I woke up. The nightmare was over, but my life has changed forever. Was it all just a dream? Or were these creatures real? I have to know. I just have to know the truth. I can't stop thinking about it. I have to go back. Back to the deep sleep. So that was deep sleep, and that was so creepy and cool. I mean, that's the thing, these Flash games, they don't have a lot of capability to work with, being played in browser, and there's very simple graphics, but it's doing a tremendous amount. I was completely sucked into that to the point where I forgot it was just a Flash game. I was shocked when it ended so quickly. But it's not over yet. We've still got to go back and find out what it was all about. Got 2 more games to go. And isn't that just so dreamlike? Finally being cornered, and it turns out we held the key to banishing the evil all along. The thing that was given to us, the thing that allowed us to see this world for what it was. I mean, it's a whole lot of show rather than tell. I think that's what I like about it. It's all running on dream logic. Like, it's all told in such a way where there aren't a whole lot of words, and yet, through its imagery and progression, it makes you feel what it wants you to feel. Let's jump right into deeper sleep. I've always wanted to experience a lucid dream. A dream in which you're awake. A dream in which you can be anyone and do anything. But something went wrong, and I ended up having a terrible nightmare. So that was all a result of attempting to lucid dream. Before I woke up, I encountered monsters that wanted to hurt me. I don't think they were a part of my dream. It felt like they came from the outside, from the depths. The nightmare didn't fade away like I thought it would. I couldn't stop thinking about it. What if it was real? I became obsessed with it. I don't know why. I just wanted to prove myself wrong, maybe? So I went to a local library to see if there were any past records of dreams similar to mine. And here we find ourselves. The traffic moving by kind of sounds like waves lapping at a dark shore. All alone in the library at night, the moon peeking in at us. It just feels like point-and-click games can achieve creepy and comfy like no other. Exit sign. A cold night outside. Kinda like in our last stream. Nietzsche quotes, poorly translated. More books about human psyche. Psychology books. Nothing interesting here. Nothing about lucid dreaming. Psychology of dogs? Huh? Well, let's have a look. This place is quite sectioned off. Lots of corners for something to hide behind. Nope. A piece of paper. As long as you don't know you're dreaming, you're safe. So, the note reminding us that we were dreaming, if we believed this, would have actually put us in danger. It's just the same as before. A dream about our last dream. And the moment we thought about it, there was no going back. A dusty old book. Okay, we need to feel our way along these things for anything we can use. Nothing here. Nothing about lucid dreaming. Nothing interesting here. Physics, thermodynamics. A novel by someone called L. Dack. Not what I'm looking for. And that's all there is. What happens if we try to leave? The door is gone. And all traffic has ceased. Well, I know where we use this. The book fits here perfectly. But that secret exit is right in the place of our regular exit. It's that same painting again, the one we said looks familiar. Okay, this time we find the batteries first. And another piece of paper. Oh no, it's 2 of 15. It'll all form a whole. Wait, what did it say? Have existed since human race. I think we're learning about these dream creatures already. Sorry, I thought that those cracks in the wall were something leaning over. There's a slightly high-pitched whine in the ambiance that sort of reminds me of Silent Hill 2. No power to the elevator. And another staircase going downward. Locked. Well, let's begin the hunt for keys. Oh my god! It's too dark to see anything. Not anything. Oh no. Oh no, and it's even darker than it was before. Well, we found a key. That staircase that led up to the room we fell asleep in before now comes to the library. Bert. A poster of, I guess, Bert the Clown. Locked. Let's just use this key everywhere we can, I guess. Locked. It's locked from another side. Oh my god. You again. Why have you returned? This place is dangerous. Look at this, we have dialogue options. They really stepped it up this iteration. You again. Have we met? Not in person. However, last time I left you a recorded message, which led you to the lighthouse. You shouldn't have come back here. I had to know if this was real. Well, now you know. But they won't let you reach the lighthouse this time. Who are you? My name is not important. I'm a traveler like you. You're a real sleeping human? Yes. As crazy as it sounds, I'm as real as you are. What are you doing here? Currently, I'm hiding. Your actions have drawn their attention. Can you wake up? Maybe I can, but I just don't want to. Maybe whatever life I had there is even worse than this. It's none of your business. Why would anyone want to be here? Well, you're here, aren't you? You had your chance to escape, yet you've returned. This place lures you, and then it consumes you like a swamp. So, this isn't only my dream? Dreams are like personal pockets, but only to a certain level. At this depth, it's one big world for everyone, much like reality. So not only is this not just our dream, it actually recontextualizes our entire existence. This depth? One big world? Think of it as a river that joins with another river, and so on. At some point, they all fall into the ocean. Are there any other travelers here? This realm is huge. You can find travelers from time to time. For example, have you met Felicity? She lives in the attic. Don't go there. She's dangerous. Why is Felicity dangerous? Because she's crazy, that's why. She's been here for too long. She couldn't wake up and she just lost it. Watch out for her. How long has she been here? Years. She has lost both her mind and her humanity. For that matter, how long have you been here? It's none of your business. I'm not crazy if that's what you suggest. Can you help me? No. I risked my life for you once. This time, you're on your own. Stay hidden. If they sense you, if they find you. But I don't know how to wake up. Of course you don't know. People spend years preparing for this. Learning. Practicing. I had no idea about all this. So you jumped into a pool that's too deep without even checking, and you haven't learned to swim. Now, leave me before they find us. I'll go away if you help me, or I can say I've killed one of them with light. And that is exactly why you should go away. I don't want to be anywhere near when they get you. They're not going to forget. I'll go away if you help me. Since you killed one of them, they will hunt you. They probably already blocked all the ways out. This means you can only go deeper. Deeper how? And why would I? Because they might not look for you there, and sometimes you have to bounce off the bottom to reach the surface. And what about when I get deeper? I don't know. I've never been deeper than I am now. Hopefully you find something to bounce off. Thank you. And goodbye. You're welcome. Now, if you don't have any more questions, please leave as promised. There's nothing more for me to do here, then. There's something down here in the grate. Another piece of paper. We're gonna have to keep an eye out for these, because that's our story. Here again. What was the code last time? 6572? But it's not gonna work this time. They went and changed the locks on me. There looks to be light from above. Okay, we've got a key. Wrong key. It's a dark... Wait, it's dark down there. Is that the same grate that we were just looking up at? Because if so, I don't see where the light could be coming from. The handle's stuck, but we can't reach the other key. So we'll have to find something to pull it down, I guess. Put the batteries in the flashlight, and now we can move in the dark. Locked. This whole thing just feels so uncomfortable and hostile. It really does remind me a lot of Silent Hill 2. There we go. Bunks stacked 3 high. A bed. Danny. Toby. Tommy. Willie. Cody. Cody, we heard that name in the first part. And Timmy. Well, look, we have the flashlight. We can use it on this guy. It's not one of them, but that doesn't explain the glow. My, what big antlers you have. And there's another room over here. God, you're like a demon. Imagine how you'd look if this fireplace were lit. If only I had my lucky piece of coal. Which I just realized we never used in that other game. Oh my god. Something was there, but it moved away as soon as I looked. I never got to see it. It sort of reminds me of that creature we saw peering around the corner. It wasn't one of them. 6208. And a pointer. You know what I've actually neglected to do is try the bell. Ringing bells is great. Everybody should ring bells in their lives. I've heard you can get actually notified of uploads that way. I mean, one would think that's what a subscription does, but who's to say? There we go. We all remember what happened last time. Down that same dark hallway. The environments are mix and matched, but they still appear just as they were. There's a piece of paper right there. They tend to blend in. There's a wheel, sort of like the one in the pipe room above. But the handle is stuck. Oh no, I really don't like this. There's a piece of paper. Old toys. I'm like... There's something here. A needle. And an old sewing machine. There's a phone off the hook. The line is dead. Old toys, old toys. What about the tiger? A plushy tiger. An umbrella. I can barely see my reflection in this mirror. Wait, that's crazy if true, and I don't know how much I like this. I mean, of course, I have the benefit of playing this right now, immediately after the first one, but... is the solution to this puzzle really hidden in the first game? Let's get back and hope not to be intercepted along the way. Just because we've been here before doesn't mean nothing's changed. Let's get back the other way. Cody. No, we can take you back. Maybe each of you needs the right thing? Okay, but these are for something else. We can actually go all the way back. Is there anything back here that we were missing? Not that I can see. Maybe we can use the pointer to knock that key off the pipe? Still no power. We'll have to restore it somehow. Maybe we can pierce that poster with the needle? No. There we go, and it fell down there. That's alright, I think I know how we can reach it. There it is, although this would be a great opportunity for something to reach out from these bars. Color me shocked. We've got a couple of locked doors to try. No. No. There we are. Wow, that sound combined with that face, it's like, go ahead, come on in. I dare ya. God, it's dark. But apparently not dark enough to warrant the use of a flashlight. We're outside now. There's like a big tree with a hollow hole in it. Now we can do it. I hear like breathing, or it sounds like something's out here with me. A pile of stones. There's like a fog hanging over the forest, so when I try to point my light in that direction, it's completely obscured. Some of these trees are starting to look downright monstrous. Another piece of paper. And we come upon an old mill rusting in the woods. Fountain. Pointing us that way. This is already much larger than the first game. 5 kilograms. There's a pile of flour, rotten bags, and a bag with a hole. I see, we can probably, if we find some thread, we can probably stitch that up and then fill it with flour. But first we'll have to find some thread. Then we can use that to weigh down the door control. We can briefly restore power by turning the wheel. There's another piece of paper. Ooh, piece of paper. Listen. If you listen very closely, you can hear, like, distorted music. It reminds me of old infomercials for some reason. Strange to hear it in a silent forest in a dream. And it's louder now, almost like it's coming from the fountain. An old-looking fountain. Nothing happens. None of those buttons reacted. But we've got another piece of paper. Let's see how our progress is going. 8 out of 15, so just over half. I first encountered this phenomenon in the early 80s, but it would seem they've existed since the dawn of the human race. To our realm, by possessing unoccupied bodies, as long as you don't know you're dreaming, you're safe. They attack when they sense a mind detached from its body. So that's what lucid dreaming is. This is like an even creepier version of the Matrix. They even sort of implied before that our reality is just another layer to the dream. Alright, what have we got here? I don't like that sound. Didn't hear it before. Pile of stones. Is there anything I can do with it? So I'm at a loss now. There's got to be threads some... Oh, we can go forward here. Another piece. It is very hard to see. Oh my god. There's a scarecrow out in a field. Just scanning around for paper. I've taken thread from the scarecrow. Are we sure that's wise? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter now. We can combine the needle and thread and repair the bag. Now we can go back and fill it with flour. Scanning for other alternate routes because they can be hiding here. Put flour into the bag, put the bag on the weight. Still not heavy enough. Maybe if we go back for the stones. I don't know what's worse, the whispers or the creatures. There we go. Flour and stones. That's what it takes. It's still not heavy enough. There must be something more out here somewhere. Oh, there's another piece of paper right there. It is very easy to miss these. I think I've stumbled into some place I haven't been, actually. An old well. Look at that silhouette in the fog. There was a key in the pot. There's always a key in the pot, don't I know it? Oh no. It seems to go deep. Then that's where we want to go, isn't it? There's nothing we can do here. At least not yet. Yeah, trying to use the handle just makes us look in. Hey there. We have another key in our possession. Unlocked, yes. What is that? First of all, there's a piece of paper stuck there. These are incredibly difficult to spot at times. A pipe wrench? There's a lot you can do with a pipe wrench. There is so much you can do with a pipe wrench. Maybe we can even use it for... Actually, don't remember what we could use it for. To bash in your stupid face, maybe? The handle is stuck, sure, but maybe if we... There we go. Nothing happens. Well, you say that, but maybe the result just isn't immediately obvious. There was another room, wasn't there? Wasn't there another place where we saw pipes? Yes, the handle is stuck, sure. But we can get it going again. Nothing happens. Or did it? There's a piece of paper down here in the classroom. I'm looking all over. I'm guessing it's rule of 3 on the pipe wrench. I'm guessing we've got to use it in 3 different places, and then we'll be able to do something with the fountain. If I talk to you again and break the promise, not like you'll care, I can get another opportunity to ask, can you tell me more about them? No. Stop talking about them. They can sense it. You just don't talk about them. That is basically the first rule of all travelers. Alright, goodbye. A small mound of ground. The issue I'm having with this part, it's much wider and much more expansive, but it's also much harder to see what you're doing. Like, things just blend in. Alright. Go into the bag. And that bag, I bet, will now weigh 5 kilograms. There we go. And there's another piece of paper, and there is our final valve. The wrench broke. I hear water flowing in the pipes. And that is going to be our ticket to the fountain. Oh, it's going to be one of these type of puzzles. We probably want to get from one end to the other. Or maybe arrange it in such a way where, like, all of these work. So it's gonna be like an end over end thing, but it seems to me like there would always have to be one that's... Well, it is affecting the fountain back there. Yeah, it's actually very particular. I made the cardinal mistake of trying to do this myself, and now I'm screwed, because apparently this piece right here and this piece right here count as adjacent, even though there's a gap between them. And now no guide can help me. This might work. Okay, I found that when I backed out and come back, I could start from the beginning, and now I'm, like, immediately making progress. That's all adjacent, so there we go. Oh, it's not just filling, it's overflowing. It's flooding the entire path. Well, that's dream logic for you. We turn the path into a river that all flows from that fountain. Water powers the mill, which means the power is on. Which means if we get back, the elevator should work, right? Oh, the poster must have gotten wet. The colors are starting to run. Can we use the pointer? No. I guess we don't have a choice. The 0 button is missing. It doesn't stop at the ground floor. I think I'm already on floor 1, but we can go to floor 2. And the basement. The door is closing. I'm trapped. Well, that's no good. Wish I had at least tried the basement. Oh my... What are you? Open. I'm trapped. Go. Metal plate is held by screws. I don't have a screwdriver. Oh, I have to pick it up. Push in. So screw floor 2. Oh, literally. I didn't mean it that way, I swear. I'm not going back there. I hope there wasn't paper. Currently got 13 out of 15. Down to the basement then. Maybe we can use that screwdriver elsewhere. Like right here. It's held by some screws. I thought it was her hair hanging down again. Alright, we've got a long rope. And we're back through to the other side. Now, was there additional paper anywhere? Not that I can see. The elevator still works, but we're not using it now. Nothing else to say to me. He's had such great importance in the first part, now not much at all. Wait, is that... There's a note, okay. We only need one more. We only need one more. I'm guessing it'll probably be in a later area, unless I have missed one somewhere, which is also a distinct possibility. The clown poster is gone. It's like he just melted off the page. And now we get to wander through the dark night, wondering where he is. So that's awesome. I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with the well. Well, this is the way to the fountain. Who are they? Okay, so because I didn't hit who are they, you didn't give me a note. I have been looking for so long. The shadow people, but we shouldn't talk about them. Here, take this scrap of paper. It might shed some light on the matter. In fact, it might shed all the light on the matter. We just got the librarian achievement for collecting all notes. Well, persistence paid off. Sort of. I first encountered this phenomenon in the early 80s, but it would seem they've existed since the dawn of the human race. Commonly known as the Night Folk, or Shadow People, they live in the realm of dreams, but desperately want to get to our realm by possessing vulnerable, unoccupied bodies. As long as you don't know you're dreaming, you're safe. They attack when they sense a mind detached from the body, which sometimes happens during comas, but much more often during out-of-body experiences and lucid dreaming. We were essentially a lighthouse that led them here, but now we need to know what next. And I'm thinking that's gotta a rope has gotta have to do with the well, right? We've also still got our screwdriver, so let's go see what we can find. I think there will be no going back. Well, we've got to go deeper somehow, don't we? They're looking down at us. Have we escaped, or is this just where they wanted us? Do we trust our other traveler? That's what I thought. To be continued. Well, that's not much of an ending, but I suppose it's setting up part 3. A young boy wakes up from a 3-month coma. A 9-year-old boy from a local orphanage who's been in a coma since February woke up yesterday in good health. Doctors previously didn't give him much chance of ever regaining consciousness. Boy's first words after opening his eyes were, "My tiger has found me." The shared dream state. So what we saw in the previous part, that was an echo of your experience, and by remembering that, we were able to restore you. I wonder how this would have been different had we not put that there. See you at the final depth. Oh, and we don't have to wait like fans of these games did, do we? Oh, just imagine the hype playing these things like a year apart. This is so cool, and just as I had hoped, I find myself getting so engrossed in the atmosphere, so excited when I finally find the solution to a puzzle. In that case, it was a little muddier, a little harder to see some things, but it's still a greatly atmospheric set of games, and well, now it's time for the deepest sleep. Blue, green, red. We've gone from calming to panic. I woke up in the middle of a night. I couldn't move or say anything. And there was someone in my room. You're putting us through sleep paralysis. My bed. I can't move. A cold night outside, as it always is. Is someone there? Oh my god, I can't move. He seems to be looking at me. Oh! Straight into the deepest. The Night Folk have found me already. You waited until my flashlight was off the door. Oh. For a moment I thought something was staring at me from down the tunnel. The only reason I knew it wasn't one of them is because it was glowing blue instead of white. That's like a demonic seal. A stone skull. We're playing Doom now. Hello, Bert. Wait, so we're Bert? That... Were they calling us a clown before? Hello, Bert. I'm sure this note gets to you somehow. So you followed this stupid traveler even though you knew what's gonna happen. You're at the bottom depth now. There's nothing beneath you. It's important that you avoid the bottom feeders. They sense motion, so don't make any sudden moves near them. Also, don't go to the dark church. The darkness there will suffocate you. Find a ladder. It should take you back to the surface. Sincerely, yourself. We've more experience with this than we think. There's like a pulley system leading to something above. A reel with no handle. Well, I'm sure we can find one. It is an adventure game after all. Maybe there's another skeleton we can scrap for parts. It's moldy and stinky. Another sack of flour, like in the mill. We got our screwdriver back. Cans. Smells like paint. And a hammer. Well, we're equipped already. Hey there. A gem is stuck in the statue's mouth. I see no handle or keyhole, however, it appears to be attached through the mechanism in the other room. We can pry out the gem with the screwdriver. It looks just like the one we used to power the lighthouse in the first game. We killed an ancient being who was trying to possess our sleeping corpse. That's something to be proud of, I feel like. It fits perfectly in the eye hole. So, are you saying we've got to find another one somewhere? No. Oh, we really have come all the way in adventure game refinements to where you start giving sarcastic answers for trying to use everything on everything. Is there anything back here? No. There must be some place we can use a hammer. We've still got the screwdriver. Maybe we use the hammer on the base. There we go, and there's another gem. It fits perfectly in the eye hole. You know, if this thing is using those gems that we used to destroy one, maybe this is some kind of counter-opposing force? Oh, wait, I didn't even notice there was a door open here. Oh no. A small hole. And that's where we came from. Just need to know, because it kind of feels like something might attack us out of the crawling darkness here. The gem you close, leaving the way behind us sealed. We gotta choose our path. Come on. I get the feeling we're gonna have to be quick sometime in the near future. No? Oh, there's something more. There's the handle. There's a rising sense of panic along with that sound. There's nowhere else to go. Unless we just put everything back the way it was. We've got to do it all again in reverse. Thankfully, the slots are clearly marked. Oh no. Any misclick could cost us here. Out with us. Goodbye. That went off without a scare or a chase, but the whole time, it definitely let us know we weren't alone. Actually, it looked a bit like the figure that ran out of the classroom. Okay, we've got our handle now. You've inserted the handle into place. I pulled the rope down a bit. And now we're through. Even in a point-and-click, waist-high water feels so much more vulnerable of a state to be in. At least we don't have to look for notes anymore. As long as there's a gate between us, right? As long as that lasts. Bars won't move. My God. Not to make light of the situation, but it kind of seems like this problem took care of itself. Hanged with a red rope. It would have been a really nice bit of black comedy if we could squeeze his flower and water squirted out. I thought you were moving as I put the flashlight downward. I can't take your shoes either. Clown shoes are probably worth something, right? Are there, like, clown Jordans? Wait, what does it say? Side reel plexus corp. Sewer gate lock system. Doors and bars. The noose is part of it. We hanged you. We hanged you to open the door. And now I guess we've gotta... Well, we can take the stool and place it under you. Right? Oh, there's a piece of something here. I just got an achievement, Sleeping Beauty. Find the Sleeping Beauty. Oh, it's a photograph. It looks almost like a funeral photo. I've even just realized there's a shadow that comes over you when we mouse over you. That's some nice attention to detail. But it seems to me like those bars are open when the door is closed. So how are we dealing with this? Rope goes up again. We can do that some more. Presumably right now the bars are open, but we need to be back there. And maybe we can... Oh, we can! I've put the stool under the door. Okay, we can use it as a stopper. When we do this, there's going to be an unhanged clown on the other side. Rope goes up again. That closes the door. Should open the bars, at least partially. But the door remains down. We crawl under there. We can't take the stool to close it fully. And that's open. What happens when we look in here? Huh. I guess you're still in rough shape, buddy. Not that I was hoping for any different. Imagine that. My greatest fear in this deepest of dreams was the fear that around the corner is an unhanged clown. Something's torn through this wall. That or there's some giant black mass on there. You have been devoured. Monsters react to fast movement. Okay, I was trying to back up. So we need to move more slowly. Can't open that. We need to slowly find what we need. No way. Yeah, I agree. There's a lever here. Maybe we can close the gate on you? Oh no, it's on a timer. It's on a timer. Great. Okay, we need to be on the absolute edge of what we can get away with. They're gonna make me move more quickly. Is that as far down as it's gonna go? Out we go. There we are. It's like a house. The cabinet is empty. The upper drawer is empty. Middle is empty, as is the bottom drawer. We arrived here through the sewers, but this place actually feels like somewhat calming. Not only in terms of its appearance and ambiance, but even the soundtrack is somewhat more, I don't know, curious. I don't know what that means. Maybe some kind of map or code? A music box. I bet we need a key to turn it. But there's a sound somewhere, like some machine. There's a key in the sink. Oh, look at how grimy this comes across. You can actually get a lot of detail in pixel art, and because the edges are so harsh, it's actually one of the better mediums for getting this sort of look. Locked. Here's a key. Well, that was a pretty open and shut puzzle. And straight into Silent Hill again. An empty square slot. Something is blocking the valve wheel. There's a tremendous amount to see here. Nothing interesting here, or here, or here, or here, or here. But we've got the empty grease can. Maybe we can use that on the wheel. No. It looks like another classroom. There's a window through to some other storage area. Let me guess, I go to grab whatever's on the windowsill and something reaches up and touches my hand? A wind-up key. Okay, that'll be for the music box. A stone tablet, but I can't reach it. Those probably go to the squares on the other end of that room. So much rust. It's stuck. I bet this is where we need to grease it, but we'll need to find a container that we can get it from first. rest of this place is falling apart. There's some mushrooms, like we saw in the forest. A fat, oily mushroom. Oh? First, I have to get the oil out of it, maybe with a screwdriver? No, can't do that. A hammer. Yuck. I can't help but be reminded of Darkwood. That was another game where everything just felt gross. But we've got the oil. There's a whole side of this that we still haven't seen, I think. Oil the lock. And now our ladder to below is open. Let's go back the other way and see what we can see. That's just where we entered. Well, we can use the wind-up key here. It revealed the mincemeat machine. That would be very painful. And it's dark in here as well. Perhaps there's some way to stop this? I thought I heard a footstep just for a second. Just like the very first dream, anything that seems comforting is an illusion. There are so many parallels to the first game in this. Just like any good conclusion to a trilogy, I suppose. We've got one of the stone tablets. Oh my... I'm telling you, the scares in this game, they don't happen often, but they're very well paced. Just when you think that it won't happen, just when you're engrossed in the adventure game. There's one. But we need 3 more. Just as in the second game, the central premise was about restoring power, this is going to be about finding those tablets. Seems like a lid of some sort on this wall. Alright, downward then. Down with the bottom feeders. Slow movements. A pile of plates. Can we get over there? Maybe I can smash them. You arrive. I go this way. Quickly grab the tablet. Climb up. I didn't realize you were coming towards me. So screw that place forever. We've got 2. Maybe we can use the screwdriver to pry this loose? There we are! Gears are spinning fast. And we can jam them shut. I bet that stopped the grinding mechanism. Stuck for good. We're back to square one as far as our inventory goes, or rather, we are about to be. Oh, we can take them out. We can use here for storage. I bet whatever this is will open that hatch in the ceiling. But they all go in a correct place. In fact, I bet that note that we found in the other room tells us how to align them. It shows us the pattern we need. I don't like how you're still very much trying to move. The bloody handprints may indicate that somebody brute forced this puzzle in the past. Got it. The ambient soundtrack in this game is fantastic. It's true of all of them. It'll be a wind, a groan, moans. but done in such a subtle way that you don't even notice it until you've been in an environment for a while. There's another piece. A cinnamon toast? We must be starving, right? Here we can look through to where we just came from. Rotten meat. Yuck. And a suspicious-looking dried herb. Take it. It might allow you to make health items. There's something... There's some stinky liquid inside. And just like in the first game, it smells bad from in the vent. The stove seems to be broken, but can we open the oven? Otherwise, there's not much I can really do here. I'm out of things. Game, I'm out of things. Stop. There's that. Maybe that's all we need? Look, let's take these. I think this goes here. This goes here. This goes here. There's one more that has to go here, but where is it? I'm not going back there. Yeah, much like Felicity in the attic, huh? That was... I want to talk about that for a second. We were told that there's a mad woman in the attic in the very beginning of the game, and by the time we arrived there, it's too late. We've already forgotten, and we only remember when we see her crawling out of there and running towards us. Oh, it's right there. Okay. We've got what we need. There you go, and it's open. Now we just have to lower the ladder. Slowly, painstakingly! Go, go, go! I'm mashing click, go, go, go! Whew. And then Jean was a zombie. Is that me? The well. Now I remember. They've got me. All this time I've been... one of them. But we are still us. I mean, it explains why we've never been able to wake, why this has just been from one dream to the next. But we killed one. They've tried to get us, or at least it seems that way. What don't we understand? There seems to be something more to this. This is a room very much like one we found downstairs in the last place. A mirror, an umbrella, a sewing machine. This imagery just keeps recurring, look. It's like there's another traveler. Like we're seeing some past puzzles from... oh no. Oh no, it's a perception loop. There he was, a traveler just like me before. The moment he saw me, he started running. My ticket out of here. My chance to finally wake up. I just had to catch him, to possess his sleeping body. A body that I could wake up in. But did I really want to? Have I really become a monster so easily? A monster I feared so much? I think this is the very first chase. It was so easy. Almost too easy. I took his body away, leaving him in this chaotic world. I will wake up now, and the chaos of this place will follow me up to the surface. So that was the deepest sleep, and that was the Deep Sleep Trilogy, and those were absolutely excellent. I mean, they were so much fun in terms of the gameplay, where it always felt like you were solving something. Nothing really stuck me for a long time. All the solutions were fairly obvious. It was just a matter of finding them and putting them together. It didn't really engage too much in moon logic, even while it did have a very surreal and dreamlike world. Very dreamlike, not just in terms of strangeness, but in terms of repetition of imagery and themes, in terms of even locations, but kind of mixing them up in terms of what they mean to you. It was so dark and creepy and enjoyable. The atmosphere was so heavy all throughout. And for a simple point-and-click game, it actually had some really cool gameplay sections, ones which, again, weren't frustrating, but were very sudden and panic-inducing. It really chose its moment for scares really, really well. Like, there were only a handful throughout, but it made them count, and they were very memorable. In the end, we were able to escape by possessing a traveler, but I just can't help but notice how that environment was very similar to that dark hallway, which existed in all three games. And in the first one was where we first encountered one of those things. I don't know if that's the intention, but it makes me think that there is a loop of possessing ourselves, of waking up, of feeling a need to come back home. On and on forever. That Armor Games logo, so nostalgic. I almost can't believe that not only is this only 2014, but that 2014 is 11 years ago. But what I like the most about these games is what's really the strength of point and clicks in general. It's the atmosphere, it's the graphics and the sound, and how it just feels nice to exist in. It's a game that only occasionally rushes you, but most of the time it knows you're going to be exploring or trying to work out the solutions to a puzzle. And in that downtime, you don't feel like you're wasting your time. And not just for looking for items and scanning for small pixels that we can use. I'm just talking about enjoying it the way we would a picture in a picture book. This was a tremendous amount of fun, and I'm definitely going to have to play some more point-and-click games in the future. In fact, I've just acquired a number of them. But until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.